Welcome back. And it's early in the morning. There's Derek.
Hi, how you doing?
He's gonna...
Today we're gonna do some smoking. I don't know if I can zoom in, but anyways, so we got some pork shoulder that needs to go in. About 13, a little over 13 pounds. What the heck was it? 13.32 pounds. And we're gonna get this thing ready for the smoker.
Okay, you're gonna want to do this over the sink. It's shrink wrapped, and then there's juice always.
Oh, there's two of them.
Oh, there's two of them. Okay.
Okay, I didn't realize they were giving us two of them.
Okay, we thought this was one chunk. Trying to focus. He just woke up practically.
I don't think Rhonda's quite awake.
Derek just got a shower, but I just kind of rolled out of bed.
Yeah, we're a little bit surprised there by having two pieces of pork in the bag. It looked like it was all one solid piece. They seal and milled it pretty good. Anyway, so now we got to go ahead and we're going to be putting some mustard on the pork. And you want to be pretty generous with the mustard. I'm going to go ahead and get the mustard on both of them first. It's probably like, I don't know, maybe half a cup of mustard. I don't know. Whatever it is. But it's a lot of mustard. You put it all over the pork like this. And what this is going to do is it's going to go ahead and make a layer that kind of seals the pork and allows for the juices to be held inside, but also allows for the smoke to come out of the pork. Get some for the other side here. And as it cooks, it'll go ahead and it's going to seal in this the moisture in this pork, but it's going to go ahead and it's going to allow for the. Okay, I'm making a big mess here.
If you're not making a mess, you're not cooking.
That's the truth in this kitchen. You got to be messy if you're going to be cooking. All right, now we're ready for the smoker. So now we're at the smoker, and we're ready to put the meat in. So here we go. And we're going to put it on this bottom rack right here. And we're going to go with the other piece of meat. Okay, here goes the second piece. Sticking it in. I'm going to put it a couple racks above. Later on, we'll move these racks around, because we're going to be doing some ribs today also. But, so both pieces of meat are in the smoker.
So this is an electric smoker.
And we're going to go ahead and hit the start button here. It's 69 degrees right now. We'll set the time. That's the temperature check. Okay, so we'll set the temperature to, I think we're going to go with maybe, probably 225 this morning, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, that's what I did before. Okay, 225. And then set time. And we're going to go, I'm going to put it 16 hours. I don't think we're going to go that long. Then hit set time again. And now it's starting. Okay, I'm going to get some wood chips.
Yeah, we originally thought this was one big chunk of meat. It should cook a little bit faster being two chunks of meat. So I'm going to pause it for a second. Then we're going to show you adding the wood.
Okay, so the wood goes in over here. The smoker's still heating up, so you got plenty of time. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and use cherry wood chips this morning. Cherry's got a nice sweet flavor. When you're smoking, you want to use fruits and nut woods and things like that. We've got a big offset smoker also, Oklahoma Joe's, and in there, because we don't have a lot of woods like cherry and stuff, we end up going ahead and using mesquite wood. And
can you show the bag again too when you're done?
Yeah, I gotta do another layer. There's one in. And that's going into a little tray in the very bottom. when you start a smoke with one of these electric smokers, you can just go ahead and pull the tray out. I should have showed you that earlier, but it's already hot and I don't want to touch it and get burned. That's where the heat, that's where the coil is in the side there. But anyways, we'll start off with a couple trays. The beauty of these electric smokers is you're not going through a lot of wood because all the smoke is being held inside. Okay, so that's two trays of wood. And then there's a vent on top up here, and we're gonna open the vent up just a little bit to let the air flow through to get those wood chips getting fanned a little bit. And then Rhonda wanted to show you the wood chips again.
Okay, so you can get this at several different stores. I don't know about online, but you can definitely get it at several different stores, at least around here. All right.
Okay, as you can see, it's been a couple minutes, and now we've got some smoke coming out of the smoker. And wanted to show you, we do have a pretty good selection of different types of woods. We have more bags up on the shelf in there, but anyways, it looked like all we were doing was we smoked with cherry wood, as the video was showing. But anyways, we also have locally grown mesquite wood that we got free access to. We get pecan and some other things from some orchards that are nearby. Yeah, so this is like, I just turned off the camera to put those wood chips away, and this is what we're looking like already. So as you can see, it does produce quite a bit of smoke. I think I'm going to go ahead and turn that vent closed just so we can go ahead and get that smoke infusing into that meat.
Okay, so we're going to add some more wood chips. It's been about an hour. And by the way, it's already starting to smell very good.
I think we're going to go ahead and I'm almost out of the cherry wood chips. I think we're going to have to go ahead and change up on the flavors partway through. I'm not sure what we're going to go and grab next, but anyways, let's go ahead and put that one in there. Oop, not quite done. And we'll put the rest of the cherry wood in here. Okay, yeah, that piece there off the side. We'll go ahead and give it a little bonus amount there. Okay, it looks like we got a good day for starting a smoke. We started out at 6 o'clock this morning. Anyways, one of the drawbacks, we're going to be going ahead and having some storms coming in. Can you show the top here? This electric control right here, if it gets wet, the smoker is going to go ahead and short out and not work ever again. Just like the pellet smokers, they have the same thing. You can't have them out in the weather. Now, like my offset big smoker, the Oklahoma Joe's, I can have it out in the weather, get rained on, all kinds of stuff. So there's advantages of different types. These smokers don't put out as much bark as the offset smokers do. And so there's advantages to both. There's different flavors. The meats don't have a bark on them with this, but the smoke infusion is usually a lot better with the electric or even your pellet smokers.
Okay, let's just check on it, just because I'd like to show it to you. If you were doing this at home, you wouldn't have to do this, but I want to show everybody. Look at that steam right there, coming off of there. I have to make sure it doesn't hit me in the eyes. Okay, so one of the reasons I like the electric smoker is it's very consistent on the heat and very easy, personally, for me to regulate. I don't have to worry about adding big chunks of wood, just the little wood chips. And it's smelling so good in there. And let's look at the temperature gauge here. So we are already up at, looks like when I film it, of course it's going to flash because that's just the way it is when you film this sort of thing. 204. We're at 204 right now.
Well, I came out a little while ago, a couple minutes ago, and I put a probe into our meat. We're sitting, I don't know if the video will pick up on that, but anyways, we're sitting at 174 degrees. We're trying to get up to about 180, 190. I would like to see it even go up closer to 200 even, possibly. we'll kind of see what we got going on. But right now, we're going to go ahead and open up this door, and we're going to keep the foam back, because it's definitely, we're going to have a pile of steam. This is one of the beauties of having a electric smoker as opposed to a regular conventional wood smoker, is there's so much moisture that just comes out of there. And we're like outside, I think it's like, I mean, it's hot out here, like, close to 100 right today. I'll take that probe back. Ouch. I guess I should have done this. Take that probe back out of there. Set that probe up on top here.
I'm going to kind of...
And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one of these things out. Set it up on top here. So, I'm going to take these bear claws. I'm going to take, because we need to make room for a couple racks of ribs to go in here. So I'm going to take the bear claws, and I'm going to turn this 90 degrees here. Take the bear claws, grab this piece of meat, and we're going to set it back in here. Like that. And now we've got room for two other shelves up above there.
Yeah, it definitely shrunk, just like we anticipated that it would.
Yeah, so I'm going to take that probe. We'll stick that probe back in this guy right here. And you want to go ahead, you want to stick the probe in the center of the meat if you can. You need to pull that back out. It's bumped against the back. Okay, there we go. So you want that probe sitting out far enough that it's not going to be going ahead and interfering with everything. But you want that center of that probe as far into the center of the meat as possible. And you don't want to accidentally touch a bone, because I guess bone registers different than the rest of it. Never put it in there and left it touching the bone, but they tell us. So
right, and today we happen to have boneless. So,
yeah.
So at least we don't have to worry about the bone today.
So now we've got a package of ribs, and looking at over here, what is it, 8.58 pounds. I'm looking at it upside down. Anyways, there's 3 levels, it appears, in the pack. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to unbag those. I'm going to need Rhonda's hands, so we're going to set the foam down, and we'll show you once they're cut open and put up on the racks. So I was going to show you something here. So we got some blood residue. I can feel that when they cut these ribs, there's a lot of little bone stuff. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to rinse these things under the water and then bring them over to the countertop. And we're also a little long, so we're going to need to take the knife and cut the end off. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll get back to you in a second. So a second ago I was telling you that the ribs are longer than the smoker is. So I'm going to go ahead and, you see where this bone is right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this end off right there and make it fit my smoking rack. And look at how good, there's a nice marbling of that rib right there. Look at that. It's really nice looking. Okay, and we're going to move these over enough to where I can take the ends off of these two here. So we go like this. We feel the bottom of that bone right there. Lift it up. There's the bone going right across there. So I'm going to slice right between the two bones. And we put that one over here. Same thing with this one. You feel the two bones, and you can just slice right across between the two of them. And now the ribs fit the pan. Or the trays, I should say, not pan. But anyway, so now we're going to get to seasoning. I'll get the seasoning out. I haven't done that yet. So today we're just going to make our seasoning for the first go. We're going to go ahead and we got a container that we just put equal parts of pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder, and we're just going to use that for going ahead and giving it some flavor to go ahead and go into the smoker. And we just give it just like you'd season something if you were going to be putting it on your table. You don't go ahead and you don't need to have a whole bunch of extra stuff. Some people, they think that by putting more seasoning they're going to have more flavor, and you need to have the right balance of seasoning to the amount of food that you have. And if you have too much seasoning, it just gets worn away. Like right there, that extra that I just put on there really is not going to go and do anything. There's only so much seasoning that's going to soak in. Now, if you want to have flavor going all the way through, and we have played around with this, it actually works. is going ahead and marinating with some of the seasonings that you want to go ahead and do. And that actually works real well. So, you know, however you want to season it. But anyways, these ribs right here, you'll see later on, we got some barbecue sauce that Rhonda made up last night from scratch. And we're going to take that barbecue sauce. It's got similar components to what we just put on right here. And we'll put that barbecue sauce on here later. But we're going to go ahead and give these things a smoke probably for about 5 hours before the barbecue sauce gets put on. And by the way, it's been 6 hours for those pork shoulders that we've got out there that you saw a little while ago that we put on the same rack. So this is going on. So these will probably be on for 6 hours also. The last hour we'll have barbecue sauce on them. And then we'll pull it. We're probably going to pull that pork shoulder off earlier because being it's in 2 pieces, it's not going to need to cook as long as what they originally told us, you know, not told us, what my original math was based on my, I used to have a blog for smoking, and I went back and referenced my blog and found that I was doing about 2 hours per pound at 225. So I think we're going to go ahead and beat that today. We're going to go by the temperature on that pork shoulder. So, okay, so we've got the pork ribs seasoned inside. I'll open this thing up and get back because there's a bunch of stuff. No, I just did it. I can't even see out of my glasses. Okay, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah,
oh,
always
what am
get
I
you.
doing? Put that correctly in. That's what happens when you can't see out of your glasses. And I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put this first one way up here on top. And that way I can see as the second one goes in. Okay, here we go with another one. Again, that steam just come flying out of there. Anyways, I don't know if you could hear that beeping in the background. That is my thermometer. It is telling me that as far as edibleness and safe to eat, my pork shoulders are done. But we're still sitting at 174, so it's going to be a little while. Some of you probably are going to say something about me going ahead and putting raw meat and juices above the other. The meat that's any kind of juices that might fall off those 2 racks of ribs are going to go ahead and be heated up extremely hot because it's going to be hours. So even if they fall down and they hit that pork shoulder, they're not going to go ahead and have any kind of bacteria that'll be alive at all within about 10 to 15 minutes. Because that pork shoulder right now is sitting at 171 degrees. And it will continue to do that for quite a while. And
Yeah.
I think the safe level I understand on foods is like 140. You know, some people tell you 160. Well, we're well above that right now.
And we are going to cook it so that we can just pull it apart on that pork shoulder.
And that's the reason why we're letting it stay in there longer. If we were going to just slice it up and make some other stuff out of it, we could pull it right now and eat it. If we were wanting like, you know, like you make prime rib, if you were going to go ahead and use the shoulder to go ahead and make like something like a prime rib type style of food, where you were just going to serve slabs of it on a plate, which it would be absolutely wonderful at this point, that's what you could do.
But yeah, we want to shred it, so.
Okay, now we're going to add some wood chips to the burner down there. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add some apple wood. So we put cherry in for the original. I want to kind of stay with that same kind of taste. And apple wood is actually, and cherry wood are very complementary. It's like pairing wines, whatever you want to call it. Even though they do definitely have a difference in flavor, they are both very, very good tasting sweet fruit. And the wood that comes off of them is really, really complimentary. So sometimes that I'll go ahead and mix these two together in the smoker and do it that way. Okay, let's go ahead and get this bayonet back in there. So this thing, when you put it in, you just go ahead and stick it in, get about half a turn, and that's all it takes. Pull it back out. Oop. Knock out a little piece of it. What the heck? I've never had to do that before. Must have been a piece of wood stuck in there someplace. Fell off the edge of the tray. But anyway, so I like to go ahead and sometimes blend woods, you know. So like I've done, if I'm doing some stuff with mesquite. Instead of just putting in a very small amount of mesquite, I want to have a richness of flavor. And we've got some trees, a type of oak called gamble oak here in Arizona that grows around the neighborhood here. And I'll mix some gamble oak with some mesquite, and that goes ahead and it lets the mesquite not have as much. The gamble oak has a very light flavor. The mesquite has a very strong flavor, as I'd said earlier. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the rest of this bag here. Well, I don't know. I just put another half of a thing in there. This is like really, really fine stuff. Yeah, I think I will take the rest of the bag and just stick it in there. And then we won't come back out in an hour because that'll all be confused. I got something stuck in there. Man, what the heck is that in? I'll pull it apart later on and find out. I definitely got something stuck in there.
Okay, so how many scoops do you think it's going to end up being?
It's like 2.5 scoops.
About 2.5 scoops. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll be back shortly to check on things. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's enjoying Rhonda's cooking at home outside with the smoker. My husband's helping me out today with smoking some meat. And I'm going to work on some potato salad in just a little bit. Hope everybody's having a good day. Okay.
All right. So our temperature now, we've got it up to 190, and I'm looking at these things, and my temperature actually dropped. I was at 191, and now it's dropped down. So I'm thinking that because of that, we just need to pull these out and let them rest. Get those out of there. It looks so good. Oh, and man, they smell. The whole front yard smells amazing, but when you pull those out, you can actually smell just not the meat itself. You're not just smelling like right now coming out of the smoker. You smell the smoke and all the other wonderful flavors. Just look at that. That's money right there, I tell you.
All right.
Okay, so you saw us pull the pork shoulder a little while ago. We've let it rest for about an hour. And so let's go ahead and see how the things are doing on here. I think we have some pulled pork. I'm pretty sure of it. I mean, that's just like falling apart, juicy, buttery, little steam still coming out. That smells so darn good. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There you go. Well, today we're going to go ahead and do things a little different. So we're going to have 2 taste tests. So we're going to taste test the pork shoulder right now, and then later on, Rhonda's going to go ahead and do the ribs. But this smells so good, so juicy. Tender. Cherry wood, absolutely wonderful. That little bit of a, unbelievable. The electric smoker makes it so easy to have perfect smoked meat every single time. The ribs are still out there, and they're just, if we needed to leave, we could actually leave for an hour or so while the ribs are smoking. Well, it's looking like the weatherman was correct. An hour ago, it was nice and bright and sunny, and now it looks like we got some rain coming in, so I've got a tarp over the top of the smoker and keeping it protected from this weather coming in. Okay, so the ribs have been in for 5 hours now. We're going to go ahead and, I guess I should have brought a tray out here.
Yep.
Just have to just set it up on top of here.
Okay, by the way, it smells very good already, but we're going to make it even better.
It smells amazing. This is the barbecue sauce that Rhonda made up on her other video last night that we're going to be slathering all over the top of these bad boys. Man, this stuff's, even this, you can smell the herbs coming out of this. It is. It's just cooking because of the heat of the darn ribs.
So with the leftover barbecue sauce, I will heat it up on the stove so it'll be nice and piping hot. Not popping. Piping hot for when we have the rest. A little goes a long ways.
And we just kind of slather it on.
Some people use like a mop to do it, you know. But usually the mop method's usually some thicker, some thinner sauce instead of the thicker sauce that this is.
And these silicone little brushes are super easy to wash. You can wash them out by hand or put them in the dishwasher, so I like them.
Stick that one back in. I think I'm just going to stick it down here where it's easy. We can see it easy too.
Okay.
Okay. And there is a little bitty guys that just went ahead and give a little bit of slosh to these guys here.
And
those are those end pieces I cut off this morning.
this is definitely looking and smelling delicious.
Years ago, we went to a place in Chicago. There's I'm not even sure what the name of the park is, but it's a park that has a big old bean-looking thing there and the fountain and all that. And they had an event called Taste of Chicago. And these little things right here is what they were. You give them I think it was 3 or 4 tickets. And I don't remember what the tickets. That's obviously the cost of things has changed, obviously. But yeah, you give them 3 or 4 tickets, and they'd give you one of these pieces of ribs like that, those little cutoffs that I have there. And I don't know how these restaurants. It was all the major restaurants around the Chicago area that did this. But I don't know how they were able to figure out how to feed the thousands of people that were showing up there and have everything absolutely ready to go, you know. I mean, the hot dog people, I can understand that, but you don't just take and guess at smoking something. Like I said, I don't know how they figured it out and how they did it, but they did a wonderful job.
Okay, so we're going to take the remaining sauce and we're going to heat it up slowly on the range top, and then we'll have it with the ribs.
Okay, so electric smoker, there's another nice little benefit. It's off. That's how easy it is. So we're going to go ahead and open this door here, get way back so we don't get blasted with the steam coming out of there.
That looks so good. And I'm sure the whole neighborhood smells this and probably wants to know whose house it's coming from, because they
know where it's coming from. They know exactly where it's coming from.
Oh, that looks delicious. But you can see how the barbecue sauce has really gone ahead and, how would you describe this, Derek? You want to help me out here?
We're kind of congealed on the surface, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of dried out, sort of, but it holds all the juice. All the meat is going to be juicy for sure.
Yeah.
But it has I guess, a bark. It's a nice bark.
Yeah, that's what I mean for it, but it's not really bark.
Mm-hmm.
All the purist smoking people are going to be rolling over and, oh my God, because that's not bark.
Okay, well, it's going to taste delicious, so let's go try it.
Okay.
Okay, so and here's the rest of it.
This other one out of there, carefully.
That looks good.
Smells amazing.
All right, now time for the taste test. So I have my potato salad and my ribs, and they smell so good. Let's try it. Look at that, so tender. I'm just going to show you by just pulling it off the bone. The smoke flavor is absolutely delicious. The barbecue sauce complements it very well. Very, very tasty. I think tonight I'm going to go ahead and eat some extra ribs. They're very delicious. Now, here's one that the barbecue sauce is only done in the smoker, and I didn't put extra on. I'm going to try this one. I'll let you know how it tastes. Also, absolutely delicious. This came out really good. These baby back ribs are so, so tender. And luckily we made plenty of them. So, I don't know how many leftovers we'll have, but I'm sure we'll have a little bit left over. Thank you for watching this video. For those of you who subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. And if you don't, I hope you do. Have a great evening, and thanks for watching.